Hi everyone, this is Julie and welcome to SOFHAB. Today I'm covering one of Netflix's newest animated movies, Ultraman Rising, and joining me once again, my specialist, is Rascal Entertainment.
Hello.
So we're going to tell you, full disclosure, we're not very well versed in the Ultraman franchise. We'll tell you the little bit we do know in a minute, but we took a chance on this new movie that Rascal had seen was getting rave reviews online. And we're so happy to say that the hype behind it is absolutely deserved.
Yes, and before we start with it, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on SOFHAB reviews for Netflix and many other videos.
Yes, this movie was a joy to watch. But first, our familiarity with Ultraman comes from a DVD we bought from Half Price Books years ago and stupidly sold it.
Yeah.
And remember, guys, all of us were doing this prior to knowing that they weren't going to make things available for us anymore. And if they do, it's going to cost $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $200, $300.
Yeah.
And or you can't find it. We watched the series and it was fun. It was the original 1966 series.
Right.
And we did watch it. And then that was it. And we didn't think any more about Ultraman until the Ultraman series premiered on Netflix that has several seasons.
Yes.
And now we are watching the Ultraman Rising movie.
Right. And I think a lot of people thought like we did this was connected to the anime series, which was their first time trying to reboot the franchise for a new audience. And it did get an audience, but it wasn't a huge one. It was for ones who already knew Ultraman and were trying to get a few new ones, but it didn't really go as far as they wanted, but they got to finish the whole series. So now Ultraman Rising is the beginning of a new series of movies, which is another reboot in itself. And they had to clarify that it's not connected to the anime series. It's its own thing and it's a new take on it. And this was the attempt to mix it in with some more Western style movies for superhero movies and combine it with Ultraman so more audiences would be open to watching
Kind of like Monkey Kid Day.
Right.
So this is a co-production between Netflix Animation, Tsuburaya Productions, and Industrial Light and Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Originally it was released in the U.S., or worldwide I should say, June 14th, and it runs 117 minutes. It's dubbed in English.
Perfect.
Has a great voice cast quickly. We have Christopher Sean in the role of Kenji or Ken Sato. Gedde Watanabe plays Ultra Dad.
Mm-hmm.
You got Tamlyn Tomita as Mina or Emiko Sato, who you remember from the Karate Kid movies if you've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Rounding out is Keone Young, Harriman, Karen Murayama, Francois Chow, Robert Yasumura, Brittany Ishibashi, Veronica Lapke, who I'm not familiar with, Mila O'Malley, and Jonathan Groff. And some of these actors we know by appearance when we saw them, like, oh, that's who that is, but we really didn't know them by name.
Right.
But again, this movie was a joy to watch. At first, it started off kind of slow.
A little
and
bit,
we didn't know if we were going to stick with it because it didn't seem to be going anywhere. And that lasted about 15 minutes.
Yeah. I think up until the baby kaiju hatched, yeah, we were really not sure about this movie. Especially when they were going with the trope where it's some celebrity who's a big shot, very arrogant, full of himself, fame goes to his head and all that. It's like, okay, we've seen this a billion times, so what are you going to do new with this? And I think after it finally got over that hump of you understanding who this character is, I guess you knew and got the message that he was arrogant as heck. Then when the little kaiju comes in and hatches from one that he defeats, that's when the story finally starts. Yes. And the movie gets going with the idea.
Now, it was written by Shannon Tindle. This is his first directorial debut. And so he's the writer and the director. Mm-hmm. And I have to say he did a fantastic job. Looking forward to hopefully more collaborations where he gets to write more movies like this with Netflix.
Right.
And hopefully there'll be another Ultraman movie featuring these characters.
Yes.
Because there is a happy ending, and we were so happy there was. It looked like there wasn't gonna be. So he wrote it really in the true anime form, where you get to that second to last episode and it looks like everything is gonna go to heck.
Right.
And then it turns out fine.
Yes, because I know we've had so many movies where they turn out like that, and I'm glad that this movie actually put a spin on it. Said, we're not going to have this end tragically. We have enough movies like that nowadays. Like we said, after the little kaiju is hatched, and they later name her, I think, Emmy?
Yes.
The Emmy. And
after the mom.
Yes. And what's hilarious about this is that usually when they have these baby kaiju things, you know, of course they cause havoc and everything, and they're usually the journey is trying to get the thing back to its mom is usually how it goes. But for this one, the difference is that the Emmy thinks that Ultraman's her dad, and then as the movie goes on, he just is the dad. It's not even like she thinks, like, no, a Ken just becomes her dad.
Yes. And he says, you've imprinted on her, and it's really cute. It's adorable. It's not syrupy. It's not, oh my gosh, this again, the way it's done seems new and fresh like Horikoshi.
Yes.
Now, I want to give a fun fact for you guys. Shannon Tindle conceived of the idea of the character name while working as a character designer on Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Oh my gosh. Well, that makes sense in the design and everything. It must be really lovable.
He worked with Sony, and he wrote the script, developed the film, and created the art with Sony Pictures between 2016 and 2018. And at the time, the plot was going to follow a billionaire forced to grow up when he takes on the orphan children to be his former foe. Well, it's an orphan kaiju.
Right.
He left Sony and took his work with him. Good for you, guy. And brought it to Netflix where it became
Smart
exclusive.
move.
Yes.
Smart move.
And I wish more of the writers would be able to do that. Because then we would get to see so many projects that are never going to see the light of day, that are brilliant and deserve to be made.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I hope this is inspiring to some of them as well.
Right. And the movie is actually very close to being 2 hours when you take out the end credits. And what's great about it is that you almost forget it's a 2-hour movie because it gets so good and so engaging you forget about the timestamp. Because after that 15-minute rough patch, it's got great humor, fantastic action, great animation, great little nods to the old Ultraman series, especially with the power-up scene. And it still adds something new to the table when it comes to doing a superhero movie. They weren't trying to copy Marvel or DC or My Hero Academia or other existing properties and trying to leech off of them to make his own story. He made his own story featuring this character and did it in a way where, if, like you said, like Horikoshi did, it felt something new. You felt there was heart put into it. They avoided all those old tropes that you can't stand seeing in superhero movies, and it really made you care about all the characters.
Definitely.
And it's so well written that it's just hilarious that at one point in the movie, when Emmy actually ends up being in the city because she wakes up, she ends up getting out, and she's looking for him, and he's out on, I guess you could say, a date, and it was hilarious. He ignored the watch, and then only when it was like emergency signals going up did he finally go out, and then she's in the city looking for him, and Mama said, that's because you didn't watch your child. And then every time she calm her down, she had to show her either Ultraman or him, because she didn't even know it was him. He had to keep transforming so she understood it was still him. So whether he's Ultraman or she's bigger than him and he's teeny tiny, she still sees Dad.
Yes. So I'm really grateful that we've watched this movie, and it's so good that now we're going to watch it the second time. We left it in the watch list so we can watch it with full knowledge of what's going on and enjoy maybe the beginning better as well. And if you haven't seen it, you're doing yourself a loss. Watch Ultraman Rising. It's one of the best movies Netflix has out for this year.
Yes.
I can't wait to see what else they've got. They've been really doing a great job making one-stop movies. But I really hope this has a sequel or just another movie. It doesn't have to be a sequel. It can just be another movie. Maybe telling us more events, what's happening with them.
Yes, they actually did tease a sequel at the end of the post-credits scene.
Hope it's a reality.
Yeah.
So if you've seen Ultraman Rising, let us know in the comments below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was mid? Tell us what you think. And if you haven't seen it, it's available exclusively on Netflix to stream.
Yes.
Watch it, come back, Tell us what you think.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, click notification bell, get updates on SOFHAB Reviews, Netflix, and many, many other types of videos.
And don't forget, as always, stop by Rascal's channel. Check
you.
out the new stuff she's got. It's Superhero Month
now. Yes, now.
And enjoy all the content she has to offer.
Yeah.
And last but not least, our specials. Thank you for joining us, subscribing, and sharing our videos, not only on SOFHAB, but also on Pause, on Animation, and Rascal Entertainment. We appreciate you so much. Again,
you are special. I'm Rascal.
I'm Julie.
Have a toontastic day.
Continue to be happy, healthy, whole, and oh so wonderful. Don't be catching any kaiju. See you next time.
No matter what happens, no matter the stakes, Ultraman will be there.